Okay, so let me formally welcome Mr. Piyush Sandane. Mr. Piyush Sandane is based out of Pune, and he's author, he's a brand strategist, he's a TEDx speaker. He has been a facilitator to many businesses, business school students, working executives. He has been writing, he has been motivational speaker, and he has been doing a lot of work on branding and marketing communication. So, Mr. Piyush Sandane, welcome to you once again, and hope next 45 minutes will be a learning experience for all of us.
Thank you so much, Lokesh, and thanks for inviting me to talk to everyone out here. Yes, I've been working in the function of brand strategy and communication. For the past 6 years, I've been working with a lot of startups, small businesses. I have been also working with students for that matter, and I've been taking a lot of sessions with them in terms of employability and how to improve the employability factor. I have just published a book last year, 2018, which again talks about the employability quotient and how to decode that. This pandemic, coronavirus, this has brought us chaos in our lives and also the economies around the world. Uh, Lockdown 1.0 was the time that we have got introduced to the very mandatory work from home concept and all the factors that came along with it. They were good, bad, and some of them for sure faced ugly concepts. Many of them are still loving the work from home style, and they are doing a lot of I see a lot of posts with hashtag WFH, and it's for some it's quite difficult to adjust with the changes in the routine, and for some it's quite a pleasant experience to be with the family. Now, one thing everyone has got here is the time to actually it's a mandatory pause, and it's the time to reflect on their own self and spend some good quality time, with their family, with their loved ones, and also kind of get somewhere into spiritual uh, well-being part of it. So whether it is health, whether it's a pause, whether it's a lot of emotions which are going down right now, uh, it's also professionally looking, it's also survival. You need to survive, you need to sustain, and then want to wish to uh, try post lockdown professional aspects and going back to learning and how things are actually going with the loved ones, getting connected with your own being out there, and also in terms of work, getting to realize what are our skills today and what do we need to do in the future. So I hope everyone can see the screen, and that it is visible for everyone. And someone is asking me, so work from home should be provided in future too. I think Shashank, I don't know, Shashank, if that's the way to go forward or how it should go forward. But as of now, everyone is adapting to something which is thrown at us, which is a mandatory uh, situation where everyone is working from home. So just give me a thumbs up if you all can see the screen, where you can see the screen with a PDF document which has a slide which is saying lockdown 2.0. Just give me a thumbs up. Just give me some uh, kind of a symbol out there so that I can proceed further. This is the first time actually I'm doing this live, so just pardon me if we get slightly delayed with my tech out here, but I am just hoping that everyone is patient and then we can go forward with the things. Just give me a. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, everyone is able to see. Good. Okay. Okay, my voice is breaking. Oh, okay. I'll just kind of ahead. Your questions also. So I know things have been kind of relaxed in the beginning and tough later. It was a time where everyone got to be at home, and that initial period was more of just adjusting with the situation, which was the health situation with the coronavirus. Being at home, staying safe, and kind of that was that I always looked at it as a small little vacation. But I know the vacation is extended, and now we are forced to think how we are going to take our work in the future, how we're going to take our skills, how we're going to be employability indexing in the future. So I improve or raise or boost your employability factors. Just let's look at how the world come to standstill. Imagine, how quickly everything has changed, and how we are changing ourselves in such a quick time, or quick you know we don't have time, rather, we just have to quickly adapt ourselves. So let's look at certain points, how it has changed, how we are working, how the ways that we are working. We are not going to office, we're not using transport, we are working from home, we are using technology, we are kind of looking at every possible way to work in a different manner than what we would do while we were at our office or our official workplace. There's a lot of change in our social behavior, the way we are into social distancing right now, and we are taking utmost care while all our interactions, maybe even inside the house or outside the house, we are making sure we are sanitizing ourselves, and sanitizing us things that we buy from outside, even the most basic things. We are taking care of how we are behaving socially in the world. There's of course change environment, so we see very less pollution, and that's how we are seeing the environmental impact. we there was some picture which was shown to us from a satellite picture, which showed how clear the earth was seen, and that's the environmental impact that has happened in a very very short span. A lot of pollution has reduced. Then comes, of course, our personal health, and we are becoming very conscious about our health now. I'm sure we are all locked down to our homes, and we're still trying to maintain ourselves. We are trying to eat healthy. We are trying to do some exercise at home. We are getting to adapt with different with a good lifestyle, like we are doing yoga, or maybe some kind of dance sessions itself, so that we remain active and we remain healthy. Ways of entertainment have suddenly changed, because now we are not going out entertaining ourselves. We are not going to the mall. We are not going to the cinemas out there, and we are watching web series and films and everything on the internet. So I'm sure Netflix and Amazon Prime are on the high out there, and that's how we are entertaining ourselves at home. Of course, we have our family out there, and we play some board games, and we engage into some activities where, but it's not like you can do it all the time. So we are getting into binge watching, we are getting into putting ourselves into some activities, and we are entertaining ourselves at home. So Shashank is asked, we have a lot of time, we are at home, but how to concentrate? uh, this is I think everyone has this question, and the I would not specifically say that we have to work out, or we have to put in our efforts to concentrate too much. But I think if we engage ourselves in the right activities, we will not end up spending or wasting too much of time into things which are not going to be productive, or which are not going to help us grow in this situation. So I would not say concentrate. I think you just get up in the morning, you do some you know, kind of exercises which helps you focus, but you can actually keep yourself engaged and the entire day to make sure that you're not distracted, or don't get deviated to activities which will waste your time. So, going ahead, we've changed the way we are consuming information. I think we all of us have, discontinued the newspaper at our homes, and we are taking up to the internet and the news channels for information, and and definitely our priorities have changed now. We are not looking out to spend. We are not looking out to splurge the money that we have. We are looking at savings, at our priorities. The change, it's the list is changed altogether. We've got more deeper with our family connections, and that's of course a positive side, that we are connecting with our family. We spend time with them, and we kind of balance our time with our family. But I know for sure, when you talk about work, there are certain difficulties that have come, but about how we can improve that in the present. The way we spend is changed. There's a huge drop in expenses. No one is delivering, no one is ordering. A lot of times we would have ended up buying things which we don't need, but today we are thinking before we even go spend a penny. We think twice whether we need it or not. uh, the most important part, the major thing that has changed, is the way we conduct business. Now, I'm sure everyone who's attending this session, you are working somewhere, or you are conducting your own business, or so I was saying that the way of conducting business has changed. The way we are educating ourselves, learning has changed, and most importantly, the way we are consuming food, the kind of the food that we're consuming today is just a basic, just the needed, just the healthy food that we home cooked, freshly made food that we have killed all the junk out of our life. And uh, of course, that's a positive sign of how things have changed in the world out here. Let's look at something that is not such a good news. How the industry, from the industry standpoint, and let's look at the negative impact and which industries are taking a hit currently. This is a huge list of industries and sectors which is actually taking a hit. Jobs market is definitely taking a hit. Hiring is slowed down. In fact, some of them have stopped hiring till everything settles down, till we know what's the recovery of the economic situation. Uh, Retail, for that matter, no one is buying, no one is going out there, no one is, the malls, all the shopping shut down. So retail is an industry which is impacted. A lot of jobs are impacted in that industry. Travel and tourism, there's a pandemic out there. You can't move out of your city or your even area, and that's how you can't travel. So travel and tourism is the biggest hit that the industry is taken. Hospitality, so people are not traveling, they don't need hotels to stay, and that's also impacted. Automotive, to yes, to a certain extent, because people are now becoming conservative while spending their hard-earned money, and that's how we will not end up buying cars and vehicles. You can't move out. You are not going to do anything with the new vehicle, and that's also because we are not spending more, because our jobs are in a vulnerable situation where the companies are maybe taking steps to have a pay cut which is applied across the bands of employees. And also uh, and in some industries there's a big layoff that is also happening. So having said that, logistics, transport industry is also where it's taking time, it's delayed. Look, I can hear my voice back from your speaker. Local
Yeah.
transit is hit. No Ubers and Olas running on the road, so local transit is hit. Restaurants, there's a lot of social distancing, so restaurants are not doing well as as well. Meetup, schooling, film industry, these are again industries which are taking a major hit because of the situation. Construction, oil and gas, live sporting events. Everyone, I'm sure, was waiting for IPL and other events this year. There's a lot of business which has been lost in because of no live sporting events. Luxury products have taken a hit uh, because everyone's now realized that we just need the basic necessities at this point of time and cannot indulge into luxury products. Real estate, events and conferences, social distancing. We cannot go and have events and conferences where there are a lot of people coming together, and that's what has been hit. Gadgets and electronics, yes, on one hand, uh, we are not buy mobile phones, we're not going to buy expensive gadgets and stuff like that right now. We're going to whatever is possible in our process. Auto manufacturing, yes, it is been hit. Yes, it has been hit, but I'm sure the manufacturers are going to do something different. They are going to think about bringing kind of R&D or innovation to produce a different kind of product, which are maybe life-sustaining or life-saving products out there for the for the medical, which is dealing with the pandemic today. Cinemas are affected, and of course now the biggest thing, the schools, the physical classrooms, is a major hit. Students are enjoying their time. They've taken it as time to be at home and enjoy it like a vacation, but it's a kind of confined vacation for them, staying at home. There are certain schools which have initiated their digital classes, and let's see how it will work for them. On-site businesses and business travel. So wherever you have to go on site for conducting a business, or you had to travel, from one place to another to have your meetings and probably close your deals. That's not going to happen. That is something which is taken a hit too. So look at the list. The list is big, and you can see how it is negatively impacting various industries as such. But let's look at the positive too. Every coin has two sides. Let's look at the other side of the coin. Something positive is also happening out there, and these are the areas which which are or will thrive even post lockdown. And here's where this new economy, which is already existing, but a lot of people are not aware of this. It's called the gig economy. That has been that's where we are heading, where people will not hire full-time employees, but it will more of a gig where people can offer their services, their functional skills as services to companies, and then they can hire those services either on a fixed contract, which is for a limited period, or maybe for the project, give the deliverables and take the money and kind of go to the next gig, which is available. So everyone is being conservative. Businesses will not hire full-time employees, but they will try to see if there is a talent out there who can be associated with their organization in terms of doing those projects and pay out only for what is delivered by the experts or the talent professionals out there. Home gardening is, and this is a positive sign. Everyone is, probably not everyone, but a lot of them now started growing up their own vegetables at home. If you've heard about the new concept called hydroponics, where you can actually kind of only with water and some basic setup, you can actually grow plants and leafy vegetables in your balcony and your home garden. So that's something which is a positive thing that has happened. Online coaching. So there is no physical classrooms, but yes, people have gone to online coaching, online training, where you can actually do the same thing what you're doing in classrooms in and on the Zoom call or on a webinar kind of a situation. All is positive, where we are not looking at conventional energy, alternate energy, that is a sector which is still positive. It's not going to go down. Alternate medicine, definitely people are now going to go towards homeopathy and Ayurvedic and some precautionary medicines, and which will keep build a immunity part of it and make them stronger internally. So these things, alternate medicine is also going to be positive, because now people are conscious about their own health and how things would affect themselves, how external things affect, like a virus or a bacteria affect them. uh, Healthcare is something which is also positive. We all know that medicine and healthcare is not never going to go down, but in this situation, healthcare definitely is going to be on a very positive side. Spiritual sciences, a lot of people have taken to spirituality, thinking about going deeper, diving in their own life, and finding out their sole purpose of being. So spirituality and spiritual science is going to be something which is going to be on a positive side. uh, Network marketing is something which is so so network marketing is something where, again, you use different digital tools and different kind of mechanisms to market services, or have some kind of a business which is dealing with network marketing. Digital products. I'm sure everyone today must have. Maybe I don't know. You should tell me about this. That whether you've signed up for any kind of digital products which are available for you to either be productive or be maybe reducing some kind of your um, skill, kind of enhancing some kind of skills of yours, where you signed up for a digital product out there. So if you have just maybe you can just put a thumbs up out there and tell me that you have signed up for, or you bought some digital products at your end. Stock markets is going to be positive if you are investing at of time, and and not and not looking at your current investments. But if you're thinking to invest and buy some stock, yes, it's going to be on a positive side. Mental health as an industry is going to boom, because a lot of people will come up with their because once they go into deep diving and discovery process, they will be looking at dealing with their own mental issues. Mental health as an industry looks positive. Insurance, I'm sure insurance is a key now, when life is so uncertain, and we need to make sure that we are actually insured. So insurance as an industry is going to pick up very well. All those who are into gaming is it's something which probably is affected to a certain bit, because there were some kind of gaming competitions and events that were lined up, but all these events can be very well migrated to the online or digital part of it. So gaming is something which is a good booming industry. Affiliate marketing, if you are into selling someone else's products and make money out of selling someone else's products, so that is something where we are we can say that it's something which is booming right now. Data sciences and artificial intelligence, again, yes, these are industries which are going to be the thriving industries right now. And something to do with events, so events and stock market. So it is so just some stock market investing for long term or short term, which one will be more positive? Okay, Kalpesh will take this question, in the later part, where well I'll come to specific questions of specific industries. So as I said, events and conferences are taken hit, but I think that there is still a possibility that virtual events can be something that we look at, because virtual events is having people remotely involved into a common agenda, and we all these things can be taken care of virtually. So that is somewhere we can also look at. Guys, I'm very sorry for not having my video on, because I think there are certain issues with the internet, or the technical aspect. And because people are not able to hear me properly, I've just kept my video off right now so that you could at least hear my voice clearly. Okay, that's the only reason my video is off right now. So looking at, so what we've looked at is how the world has changed, what is the negative impacted industries or zones of work, and what are the positive industries or positive areas that look good going forward in this lockdown or post lockdown. Now let's head towards the 15 strategies that I was talking about, that how we can at our ends independently, individually do our part, where we are applying certain things to do in our lives professionally to keep ourselves engaged and keep ourselves busy, so that we are not distracted to something which is non-productive or which is going to waste our time. So let's go ahead and look at the very first thing that I have in my mind for everyone to do is going to be pause, reflect, and simplify. So, this is the first step that I feel each and every professional or each and every entrepreneur or a business person should take this step as a first step, to just pause, reflect, and simplify. Now we've all got to the pause situation. Definitely, we are reflecting about our own business. We are looking at what has been the journey till now, where what has been the output or result till now. And but the next thing that we have to do is, definitely we have to look at how we can simplify our journey ahead. Now, for a professional, for someone who's working with a company, or someone who's planning to work, or someone who's looking for jobs, look at your professional profile. That is more important. Look at content that you have in your. Just remove your resume out. Just look at that resume in your hand and see what it is as of today. Look at the content it has, and then definitely just reflect and just see what kind of changes it needs as a content. If you read that content, see what kind of image is being projected. If it's the wrong image that is being projected, if it's something that is not needed as of now to the market, something which is more like a want base, something which is more like a, which may be a good profile, but probably it's not the requirement of this time, then definitely you need to look at how you can change the communication and change the tonality of your content to talk more about the needed part and not the want part. So someone who's looking at your profile should always look at it and say, oh, this is what I need exactly right now. This is not something that I want. I might look at it later. But looking at your profile, or looking at your statements, or looking at your content, someone should look at it and say, "Oh, this is what I need. This is the skill that I need. This is the role that I'm looking for, or this is the professional that I'm seeking right now, and I would want that professional to be working with me, either on a full-time employment basis or on some kind of a contractual basis." So the idea of reflecting on with your own professional profile is to see what kind of image it projects out to someone who's reading it. Check out your skills. I know you must be qualified enough, you have your degrees in place, you must be having certain learning or knowledge in your bank, brain bank. But it's time right now to see, look at the situation, uh, and see what is the scope of improvement, what kind of skills you need to add to the current profile, and make sure that somewhere down the line we these things are included, or probably you're looking at those things and not just sitting on a professional status, saying that listen, I have done this master's degree, or this is what I have already studied, and this is what I will try and sell as my skills to the market. Look at the relevance in today's working styles also. So is your skill relevant today? Is your the way you've been working, is it relevant today in today's scenario? Look at those points out there and try to adapt yourself or adapt to to the future economic possibilities. So my first strategy, or what this is what I have been doing or I have done for myself, is I took a pause. I saw what kind of journey I have traveled till now, what has been my profile, how things have changed for me today, and what needs to be now uh, upgraded, updated, or probably even what needs to be added to the profile going further, if I have to survive and maybe sustain and also thrive in the future economy. Now, I have been conducting business on my own independently, and I know so many challenges. I'm sure so many people who are solopreneurs out here must be also having the similar challenges right now. We will discuss it later as we go forward or at the end of the presentation. But this is what it is right now. We need to pause, reflect, and think about how we can simplify our our profile, our the way we are working, or ourselves itself. How do we simplify our journey ahead? In the post lockdown economy. Now, the second most important thing that I want people to do is you raise awareness at every point. I know we're looking at news and we know the counter, we know the corona counter, we know how many cases, how many people are getting ill, but I want each and every one of us, to look at the economy, both Indian as well as global. Look at the industries, look at the trends, and most importantly, look at the recovery estimations of different industries. How are the recovery patterns going to be, or how are these recovery patterns predicted for future? Now there are some basic recovery patterns, which is V curve, W curve, and L curve. Now V curve is very simple, that these industries will go into recession, but they will have a downside, and then after some time they will start again. They will start going higher and higher. So there will be a recession, but there will be recovery in the next stage, and it will go on the positive side. So you can look at these industries typically going through recession and then starting recovery post 6 to 8 months is something which you need to look at. Are you in that kind of industry? Are you in that kind of in the sector which will face recession, but yes, it is not a very bad one. It is just going to be for maybe 6 8 months, and then the industry or the sector itself will start growing positively. So reflect on which industry you're working, and see which curve are you into. Now the W curve is something where it is going to take time for these industries to recover. They will go into recession, they will have a phase of recovery, they will again fall back into recession, and then they will again recover. Now this entire journey is going to be somewhere around 2 to 3 years of recovery. So it's a recession, recovery, recession, and recovery. So something that comes down, it goes up a little bit, then again has another phase of recession, and then starts recovering ahead. So typically these industries will have a 2 to 3 years of recovery period. And then we have the L curve, which is going to have steep fall, and then they'll have a severe recession going on, and it is not predicted of how long it would go on. So here what is important is you have to understand is there's less or no recovery. So these are businesses, or these are the sectors, or these are the kind of companies which might even see lockdown in future. So it's a steep recession, and then it goes into less or no recovery at all. Maybe miraculously there might be chances that these are recoverable, but this is what one should understand. One should raise awareness which industry that they fall, and whatever they have learned, whatever their skills are, whatever their talent is, where are you going to apply this talent, and where does it fall currently? So if you don't look at these things, you'll never be able to set any kind of next action plan for what you should do or what you should get into. So these are the first two things. First is reflect internally inside yourself. And the second thing is raise awareness each day, get knowing about your industry, go into detail, look into which recovery patterns does your industry or does your sector fall into, and then plan your way ahead accordingly. Now what else you can do? Now you will ask me, what is the plan, how do we go ahead, what are the kind of questions we ask ourselves. So let's just go ahead with the next thing so that we understand how we're going to take it step by step. The third important part, the strategy is, then of course we have all heard about goal setting, but let's do some realistic mapping out here, and let's have some realistic goals according to the industry that we fall into. Under that, each one of us can have some urgent, medium, and some macro kind of goals. So the urgent goals are something that you need to do right from today or maybe yesterday, because the time is gone and we're already into lockdown 2.0. So they are the urgent things. These are the things which are going to be impacting your life immediately, and you have to think fast, and you have to change yourself, and you have to start working to it. You cannot wait for things to happen. You cannot wait for the economy to settle down and grow, or you cannot wait for companies to say, okay, now we are looking forward for a better things ahead. No, that's not that's not going to happen. But these are urgent things. These are the kind of engagements that you will have to push yourself into, even if you're sitting at home. Even if you are, so these can be engagements on online, these can be doing some projects virtually, these can be some kind of self learning initiatives for skills. This can be adding complementing skills to your current skills, or this can be even volunteering yourself. So you can just go and say, this is the urgent thing which is required, this I need to be volunteering or doing this part right now, because there's no point sitting at home and waiting for things to change and for external environment to be positive. Then comes the medium mindset, so medium goals. So take this as a gap of 6 to 10 months. What would be your goals? Look at your client behaviors. If you deal with clients day in day out, look at how their behaviors are going to change over the period of 6 to 10 months. If you are into a customer centric industry, look at how customers are going to change their behaviors in the next 6 to 10 months. And then kind of put down your realistic goals, where you need to be professionally, where you need to be according to the sellable skills that you acquire, and where you need to be in terms of as your professional brand, so that people rather the people who would be interested to hire you or your services look at you in a positive manner, look at you as a need for them, and not just the want for them. So you have to fall into the need category for anyone who's looking at your kind of services. So try and map those things and try and get into those kind of goals where you are going to be looking or mapping 6 to 10 months from today onwards, or from now onwards. And then on a macro level, look at your look at the complete profile of yours, look at the overall image that is coming off. Is there a change in the job description that you foresee? Are things going to drastically change? Is there a new direction that you need to take? Because if you feel that if that this kind of a job description or this kind of functional the functionality is not going to give me the results that I'm looking forward in the next 1 year or maybe 6 months, or it's not going to make me a desirable candidate or a profile for the companies out there, then might as well look at how you can work towards changing the job description, changing your profile itself, how you can work towards picking up a new direction altogether, and making sure that you start traveling towards that direction, because maybe after 6-10 months, that functional skill or that talent is going to be acknowledged, and it is going to be in demand. So be I would suggest everyone that set your goals in urgent, medium, and macro level goals, and make sure that you as individuals, as professionals, or as entrepreneurs, or as business, become someone in demand after 6 to 10 months. Not someone who is just sustaining out there, surviving out there, but you become something who or which is in demand at certain point of time. So this is the third most important thing. First, reflect internally, then raise your awareness each day with the external part, then set your goals. Start doing this exercise of goal setting each week, maybe, I don't know, as quickly as possible. You can change it after a week or maybe a month, but try and stick to the macro part of it. Try and know your map from where to where you have to go, and then change your urgent engagements, urgent tasks accordingly. I hope you are all here with me till this.
Yes, I just wanted to sound the time, 5:17 now.
Yes, sir. We are quickly going to, I'm not going to take too much of time. Let's go to the next part. uh, Fourth one is set up a learning calendar for yourself. I'm sure you all are looking at this is a good time where each one of us could go towards learning something that we are not aware of or less skilled into. I've just listed down, some of the places where you can start picking up your modules or courses, and there's a huge list. Starting right from Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, and Upgrad and Unacademy, Skillshare. So even looking at TED videos or TEDx videos is something like you can plan it on your calendar and say that this is where I'm going to learn, and schedule those engagements in the week. Now what happens is, when you schedule this, you are actually investing your time, um, and not just wasting your time. And that's where your concentration, as someone said, concentration, focus, and maybe also the kind of information that goes into your head is related or near to what you want to do professionally. So there's a huge list. You can just take a snapshot or make a notes out of it. You must be using certain things. If you're using some of the learning platforms, just put up a thumbs up on the chat box, on the Q&A part of it, so that I know that you guys are putting in your effort towards learning new skills altogether. So great, great. So I'm getting some good thumbs ups, and that's a good thing that I'm seeing that everyone is investing their time into learning. Now, just one thing: if you are investing your time into learning, just don't do that one particular thing for an extended period of time. Schedule it properly in your work week, so that you are giving equal attention to different aspects of your professional growth, and not just putting the complete time into learning. Because ultimately we need to have a 360-degree growth, and not just doing one thing. Okay. And now, how do we go about that? The fifth and a complementing thing to learning is start networking. Here, I've just mentioned one of the offline exercise, networking exercise, which I like to share. Now, offline networking exercise is very simple. All you need to do is pick up your phone, and you all have professional contacts on your phone, and these are contacts which you actually know them. You know them one on one. You know them. Maybe they are your seniors, or your colleagues, or your peers, or maybe your business clients, or your customers. So you have all these people on your phone, telephone diary, and just go ahead each day, invest at least some time to make 4 to 5 calls. Okay, 4 to 5. If it's not possible to make 4 to 5 calls, it's okay, fine. Make at least 3 calls in a day. Make 3 calls in a day, and have a conversation with these professional contacts. I know you must be thinking everyone is at home, and what kind of contacts what kind of conversations should I have with them? So don't worry about what kind of conversation. It is just there mentioned. It's written out there. You can actually call them up for conversations which are you can take a personal feedback of your work, of how you're performing, or what you can do. You can take a personal feedback from your seniors or your colleagues or something like that. Take a project feedback. If there is a project that you're working on, try and pick up your call and talk to them about the project. Take some feedback, take something where you can improve, understand certain gaps out there. You can have calls of taking advice from your seniors, your mentors. You can just pick up that call and connect with them and say, "Hi, we are going through a tough time right now, and I hope your family, everyone is well. I just needed to take some advice from you," and then you can have a conversation with your professional contacts. uh, if you are a senior, if you are having a team, if you are mentoring people, then definitely pick up that phone and call people with whom you can share some insights. You share your thoughts, you share what you've been understanding of the situation, and I'm sure it will be helpful to others. uh, if you want to take industry updates, call the right person from the industry whom you feel that has worked for donkey years out there, how it's going to behave. Maybe someone in a senior position and knows what is going to happen next in that particular industry. Now, this also helps you in your second part, which is raising awareness of the industry. So if you don't get this information from some secondary sources, try and make these phone calls and try to know from the primary sources, your direct contacts, how things are going to change and pan out in the post lockdown period. Simple calls are courtesy calls. Just everyone is in a situation which is not a pleasant situation right now, which is a complicated situation, which may be difficult situation for some of them. So you can just make courtesy calls saying that I hope everything is fine, and everyone is healthy at home. Just thought I would connect and ask about your well-being, and that's the simplest of courtesy calls that one could actually make. And if you have a lot of people working with you, you can just make general work calls. For example, if you don't need to make calls to just take updates about your work, or give reporting about your work, just to talk about work, or if you feel that there are few friends of yours who have something common, just pick up that phone and make a call and talk about general work. Now, all the things I've mentioned out here is in the professional context. I'm sure everyone in this webinar is making calls to their relatives, is making calls to everyone, having Zoom calls for get-togethers, virtual get-togethers. But make sure you're doing the same for the professional part also. What are the advantages? You can improve your speaking skills, you can break ice with people, you can improve your relations, go deeper, you can have some very good tips sharing where you get an idea and an opportunity to brainstorm. So these are the advantages which you'll have with this offline networking exercise. Now, the just imagine you make about 3 or 4 calls in a day, and you spend about 15 days on that. You are making close to 60 to 70 calls in a fortnight, and that's how it is going to help you out. Just imagine how many good conversations you might end up having professionally, and that's where the progress or the development part comes as a professional. The sixth strategy is, please get to your LinkedIn profile and please revamp your online resume. And when I say revamp your online resume, do not go and think about how I can make it fancy, how I can make it added with words or things which are sounding great, but try and make it more attention grabbing. Make the headline which is relevant to today's scenario. Try and give it a more professional outlook, and add some missing sections which are out there, which you've not added since a long time. Most importantly, this is the good time to go out and get some good recommendations from your close circle, professional circle. Now, the power of recommendations, I've always spoken about this in my sessions. When you get recommendations from other professionals recommending your talent, your work, your skill, or the way you perform your work, that is going to add value to your online profile. It tells people that are others are actually going to are talking good about you and recommending you for what you are, or as a professional. Someone said LinkedIn is just a social networking site. I never found it as a learning platform. So LinkedIn, you may be not an ideal learning platform, but it is the most it's a single platform which is there for professionals to network with each other, and also most importantly, if you are into the looking for job kind of a scenario, LinkedIn is the next hiring portal. uh, People go on LinkedIn, even post jobs, and also hire from LinkedIn sometimes. So you need to make your online resume, because you have a physical one. You should have an relevant online resume also. And that's how I feel that you can use LinkedIn to boost your profile or boost the ratings of your profile by doing these actions. Take up a module from LinkedIn Learning was something which is an additional thing. You can go ahead and pick up a learning module from there. Now, what I've said here is that post at least once a day or alternate days. As you go on Facebook, Instagram, and want to give some kind of updates on your personal life, you want to tell them what you're doing. You cooked something at home, you want to tell them. You are doing yoga, you want to tell them. I want you guys to go on LinkedIn also and post at least once, or maybe at least an alternate day. Now, all of you must be asking, uh, what do I go and post on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a professional website, and what is that I can do every day on LinkedIn? So let's look at what types of posts you can have on LinkedIn. And these are certain things which will leave a professional trail, which will work for you and not against you. So when people check out your resume, they also go and check out your LinkedIn profile and try and see what have you done in the recent things. What have you done in the recent past? What kind of activities are you getting involved into? So these are the kind of posts that you can actually put on LinkedIn. These are any type of professional updates from your side. So if you have some update from your end as a professional, you can post it. Maybe you can post some tips or based on the industry or the experience that you have. So if you want to tell someone, communicate some professional tips and tricks based on what you are good at, or your functionality or your skills or your industry and experience, go ahead and do that. Not every day, maybe alternate days, or maybe once a week. You can divide this over a week or 15 days. I have put down many kinds of posts out here. Now you can share an expert post in your group. Now this expert need not be you. You can post someone else's you can share someone else's post, where you can actually go ahead and talk about a topic, or not from your end directly, but you're sharing someone else which is relevant to your sector. You can conduct questions, polls, surveys. Now, these are things where you need to put in a little bit of your head into, where look at your industry, look at the things that you want to know, or look at some engagement that you want to create. By conducting or by asking questions, you will start having an indirect conversation with people. By putting up polls, you will get to know what is the kind of pulse in the professional network. By posting surveys, if you are wanting to get some specific information, you will get that through surveys. Share a personal story, experience. Yes, this I don't need to explain too much. Appreciate someone in your circle. Now, LinkedIn has this feature where you can appreciate someone else, and you can actually mention that. So it's a good feature where if you feel that you can appreciate someone from your professional circle, go ahead and do that, because this is the time where you get this space, you to do certain things like this. Put up a throwback picture from you, from your workplace. So don't put up a picture from you from a vacation or something. Go and put up a picture from your workplace, so it's like a throwback. Or maybe you can just say, we were here and now we are working from home, so something of that sort. You can also share your mentor story. If you have a mentor in life, and if you've learned something, or if you have some special story to share, these are the kind of posts which are relevant to LinkedIn. They are professional, and they are not something which is Instagram or kind of a Facebook update. So people will engage with these kind of posts. People will like, people will even appreciate. Sometimes people might even tell you or connect with you because of your posts. So keep doing this. There are more there in the pipeline. So you can also post your life's learning. If there was one learning from your life that you got, you can post that. Need not be the only one. You can later post on a different learning also, but maybe this can be a category of post. You can post an advice if you want to advise someone. If you want on your LinkedIn, you can definitely post an interest. This is where you can get creative, where you can put up your interest. If you engaging yourself into some artistic things or some kind of productive things which is not your core domain, but maybe it's an interest that you have, or a hobby that you have, go ahead and post it. Post a job to help others. This is where the factor comes, where you are not doing it for yourself but you're doing for others. So post a job if you see that might help others in your circle, and others might benefit out of that. If you have a professional opinion on anything which is happening latest in the work scenarios, economic events, even the global scenarios of work, you can just put up your opinion, because having an opinion whatsoever it is, I'm not making it like a controversial thing. I'm not wanting you to be politicizing anything, but I'm wanting you to have an opinion of yourself. This tells anyone coming to your profile, saying it tells them that you have a brain, it's a thinking brain, and you are having an opinion about some certain professional aspects. If you're good at writing, please write an article and post on LinkedIn. Whatever you are good at, you can just put it up on LinkedIn. It benefits not only you, but it benefits other people also. Just to add on, you can put on motivational quotes or any professional photographs that you have when you are in, or which is complementing your professional area. So go ahead and do that. So right now I've given you more than 10 or more than 15, I think around 15 good types of posts that you can have on LinkedIn. And I'm sure LinkedIn will your connections will start reciprocating slowly. Now this is not a one time exercise, this is a continuous exercise which needs to be done, on and on again, and that will test your consistency out there. Then comes online networking. Once we've done with the offline networking, we made calls, and it's time for us to get into online networking during lockdown. Now, typically, spend this much of time. I'm just trying to say, spend this much of time, 30 to 40 minutes daily. Now, I have done this in the past, and I have got many connections on LinkedIn. I have got some good connections on LinkedIn. Spend some good time, research on your networking area. So do not just go and click connect with people. Try and see which are the professionals which are going to be good to be in your professional circle, or you being in their professional circles. So think of it that way. Have a research based, have functional research based or industry research based networking done. And when you are connecting with people, try and put up a personalized message while connecting with them, because that's very important. Getting a standard request and getting a personal message while you are connecting adds a lot of essence to your personality. And I'm hoping that you're doing it. But if you're not doing it, please, whenever you're connecting with people, try and put a personalized message that why you want to connect with them or what makes you connect with these guys. uh, I'll come to that part. I'm sure you must be thinking what kind of messages. I'll give you a small kind of a small secret of this. But more than that, uh, what I want you to do again is, I think I've add this. It's a repeat of the previous slide. Let's look at this area. Make personalized messages. What I would like you to do is, get into, like, can you just if anyone is in the group have put some personal messages, give me a thumbs up. If you connect with people with a personal message, just give me a thumbs up. If you're not, give me a thumbs down. Just tell me, I'm not doing the personal messages part. So you can just go ahead and put down your responses that you actually do talk personally with people. And if you are not, then you let me know that, we don't do that way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you very broadly. There are certain blocks where the messages fall into. These are the categories. I call them message categories that you can actually create a message and then connect with people. Okay. So this is something where I people ask me what kind of message. I just got two thumbs ups, and I think rest of them I don't know. It's I do send personal messages for new connection. That's very good. That's very good. And then someone says, yes, kind of. Okay. That's also a good thing, that if you are doing it. But what I would try to tell you is, this is something which is simple. It falls under four categories. One is um, the types of messages that you're doing with strangers is something that you have a common uh, functional commonality, or maybe some kind of a skill commonality. You find that common area, and then you try and do a personalized message. So common area of work, common area of conversation, common area of liking, common area of a group that you're of. So look out for something common when you are writing a message while connecting with the new connections, or with someone whom you probably don't know. So find out something common is my first category of messages. Then the second category of messages is, if you known but not connected, then try and give a rewind and replay of where you were connected offline and then want to connect online. So this is something where you make them remember you, and then connect with them. Second category of messages. Third category of messages, if you're wanting to connect through taking advice. So if you want someone, you connect someone with sorry if you want to connect with someone who is a senior, or who is not as at the same band as you are, you can actually connect with them, because there would be something that you're seeking from them. And mostly, what as professionals we seek is some kind of advice, or some kind of insight. So you can put that as a third category. Advice, where you are seeking advice, could be the third category of your messages. Then comes the fourth category, where you're acknowledging people, where you want to acknowledge their work, where you want to learn from them, where you want to acknowledge their presence and what they're doing in their field. And that's where you can put up the fourth category of messages, where you acknowledge and then try and send along with the connection request, is what I always tell them. Then comes appreciation. Now, where acknowledging and appreciating are a little bit the same, but acknowledging is acknowledging their presence, and appreciation is appreciating their work. And that's how you can actually uh, go ahead and send a connection. Now, I do not want you to be taking this, don't cross the lines, because appreciating is not big with the profile pictures or things like that. You need to actually do a lot of research and appreciate them genuinely for what they are doing. And then I think there are chances that you will be kind of connected with them. And then the fifth category is advocacy. Now, once, of course, once you are grown, and now you want to connect with them to get into their circles and try to showcase your profile into their circles, then definitely try and get this category done, where you want them to advocate you, or them to showcase your or share their networks with you. So what I do is, sometimes I also tell them straight away that, I want to connect with you because I'm looking forward to getting into your circles, and I'm such a professional, and I could be of some help to you, to your professional network. So that's how also I sometimes go ahead and say that this comes into the advocacy category. And at, at least at least with this exercise, add, at the least, I'm talking about 1,000 power connections in the next 1 to 2 months. So that is something where I will insist everyone to do, is get onto LinkedIn for 30 to 40 minutes and add at least 1,000. I'm talking about 1,000. You can go more than that, but then 1,000 connections, good, powerful connections, relevant research connections to your circles, because then this circle becomes a support system whenever you're looking for some kind of change, whenever you're looking to upgrade, whenever you're looking to switch your job. This kind of network helps you as a support system, because these are your researched and relevant connections, and not just the common kind of a connections that you're sending. Okay. The next strategy is, we are just running off time right now. I'll just quickly finish with this. The next strategy is productivity tech. I don't know, everyone today uses a smartphone, but I always see a lot of smartphones being not being optimally used. And that's where I insist that all of us should learn to use at least 3 to 4 productivity apps on our laptop or mobile. There are many apps in the market which help us save our time, and or probably increase our productivity by reducing our administrative or routine task or routine work. And there are some tools who are going to give you some innovative functions or which are going to maximize your time, so you invest the same time but get more out of your time. So there are so many apps and web-based softwares which you can start using now. Because everyone today is working from home. Okay, now someone has asked me to, can you name a few? Yes, I can name a few. There are many. I use so I use Canva for design. I use Trello for tracking my projects. I use Trello even to collaborate with my team members. Now, because I work as a solopreneur, there are a lot of things I do not buy. I do not buy the licensed versions because those are expensive. So I go and research about productivity apps. And see which are the easiest or which are the best apps which I can have with probably they are free to use, or probably they are kind of it's a very small price that I pay. I what I would do is, my book, the Employability Quotient Decoded, has about 36 apps which are listed in the last chapter of the book, and I would definitely share that with Lokesh, and then you can probably get to using those apps. So good app to write an email. Grammarly, yes. Grammarly, yes, is the answer. Good app to write an email. Very good, Shashank. I think Shashank. Yes, that's a very. If you're not good at your written skills, use Grammarly so that it auto corrects your grammar. The free version is also, it has a lot of features in it, so you can definitely use it. As I use it to for my writing exercises too. So definitely yes. Please share apps as I told you in this session. Oh, no problem. We will be sharing a link with you in that. Definitely, I will share the PDF which has the productivity apps. Shripad, don't worry about that. We will share things with with the audience we have today. There's something that is there is something more. Okay, PPT and PPT this session. Okay, okay, Sripad, we will definitely also, Lokesh will look into that. My organizer will look into that. Okay.
Sure, we'll do
So
that.
what I want you to do is just go, not just use these productivity apps with you, but there is something interesting that I want you to do. I want you to get three or four or five people in your professional circle involved with this app. So I want you to be using it like a group activity, or you might use it as a team app where you get competitive. You check each other results, like how you do for the health apps. You kind of compete. You want to see how much each one is burning each day, and then you put up as a competition. So just be innovative of how you can use these productivity apps in a very competitive manner, where you are involving your professional circle, where you're doing some result based activities, and which might give feedback of how good you are at a particular in a particular activity. So it gives results, it gives you ranking, it gives you some competitive fun, and then it involves other people also. So you're not using it just alone. You're involving other people and then using this productivity apps. I think Suraj, thank you for freeware productivity apps. He's just mentioned that you can go and check that out also. But I insist that everyone uses at least 3 to 4 productivity apps in a very innovative manner. Get your group going, get those people activated, because probably they're not using it, and you make them use it with some kind of competitive or gamification of the app, and see what the results are. And I'm sure that that is going to be a good positive output. Next thing that I would want you to invest your time is in reading, listening and watching. So my advice is that instead of doing all the binge watching and the numerous web episodes and indulging your time into entertaining your mind, I insist that you at least read 2 to 3 books on leadership, management, self improvement, or self help. That's how I insist. I've been doing that. I've been connected with my reading, and I insist that you guys should read a book, because this is a time you can actually pick up a book, sit in one corner, and invest some time reading some good books. If you feel that self-help is not your kind of book, you can go ahead and even read fiction, because fiction also kind of stimulates creativity. It gives you visualization skills. It kind of increases your imagination. So go ahead, take a book in your hand, and if need be, just just spend time reading 2 or 3 books in the next 1 or 2 months. I'm not saying that read 2 or 3 books in the year, but at least in this lockdown period, please do that. Can you share the book link and app? Yes, Shripad. I What we have done is I have shared 100 worthwhile books to read, and Lokesh will definitely share that with the entire group out here, whoever's
Sure,
registered.
we'll do that.
All right. So we've got some good, amazing reads. There are 100 books that I'm recommending or I'm promoting out there for you to read. You can get the physical regular version or ebook version. I'm sure ebooks are not now going to be the main thing, not the physical books, because no one is going to deliver. But what I want you to do is reading books is going to build a new dimension in your personality. It gives a different perspective to the thought process, and we also end up getting up new ideas for our problems, or we end up discovering new methods of doing things differently. So uh, I insist you go ahead and read lots of books. If you're not a reader by behavior, then just go ahead and listen to audiobooks, because that by there are podcasts, there are audiobooks summaries by popular creators. So go ahead and listen to them, because those are something that you can do on the go while you're actually cooking or cleaning and things like that. You can actually boost your learning from these audiobooks or podcasts. Go and watch TED and TEDx videos and some inspiring movies also. Now, while you're doing this, assign the time and do it as a routine calendar, in the calendar habit. Do not just pick up a book and spend 2 3 days on it and then say, "Oh, I was reading a book, so that's the reason I didn't get time to do so." Assign some calendar time to inculcate this habit. Even if you finish the book, even if you finish 20 pages and your time gets over, just keep the book and start doing the other things in your list. Do not run after the book. You can come up to the book later. You can come back to it later. So uh, that's how you can now. Inspiring movies is something where you can learn about business, you can learn about economy, you can learn about leadership, you can learn about. So these are in movies which are not just the regular action thrillers or something like that, but uh, moreover, kind of movies which put you into thinking mode.
So I just wanted to sound the time, 5:50.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for updating me that. And we'll be going ahead. Yep, the 11th strategy is to feel good about yourself professionally. Also, is to help someone. If you can be of good value to someone, you will grow professionally for sure. This is like a sure shot mechanism to grow professionally. Help someone by contributing your skills. Help someone by uh, uh, this is something that we do in these tough times. We have come forward and helped many others with a contribution, be it a poor family in our surrounding, the medical and the security professionals, policemen, health officers. We are doing everything. We're helping them with our actions. I have seen so many people going out there and helping. This has come through us taking actions and providing essentials, maybe contributing to the community efforts. We are also raising funds and donating. I have seen people donating, and I have donated myself to PM Care and other places. So and also we've gone ahead and taken care of stray dogs on the road. We are feeding them. Likewise, it is our responsibility to help someone in our professional circle, and that is what I want you to go ahead and really really do, that help someone in your professional circle. Now, how do you do it? It's very simple. You contribute your skills. Either you work for free for someone, you volunteer for some of the professional area, you ask a subordinate if they need any assistance. So if you are working from home and you are working in a team, ask your colleague that whether that person needs some help, or you can take some load off, because maybe their family conditions are different, maybe they have more challenges out at home. So you help them out, you share insights with them. You streamline your communication. So if you feel that helping someone is just talking to someone and making them streamline their work and communication factors, something is kind of, you remove some barriers out there, and that's also helping it out. Please go ahead and do it. Extend help to your colleagues and teach a skill if possible. So if you are someone who has a lot of armor under in their hands and under the bed, you feel that probably you are well equipped, please go ahead and someone who doesn't know how to use that skill, and help them with your skills out, teaching skills. Okay, what about billions that donate a lot? Do we also need to donate? See, I'm telling you, it's not like I'm not saying that you have to go ahead and do it. I'm just saying that we have been doing this. I'm not saying that everyone should do it. If you can donate, you can donate. Now, to just feed up a stray dog, you don't need to donate. But you're helping the environment out there in this difficult times. You are probably going and volunteering something. Maybe someone who's come to deliver you some items of your household essentials, you go and give them water, sanitize their hands. So that's how you're helping them also to be away from the virus. And that's the reason I said that you can help professionally people by doing all these things out here mentioned in the slide. You don't need to donate all the time. You can donate your skills, your other elements where you can grow professionally from that. Yes. So I hope that's a positive answer from my side. Okay, cool. So someone says, what is the best practice for book reading? Either purchase your own copy or join library once. Vishnu, you can go ahead and join a library, but now you are stuck at home. I think you can subscribe for ebooks, or you can buy Kindle, or rather, if you don't have a Kindle, you can just go on your laptop and start reading some PDF things. If you don't want to read on the screen, go ahead and listen to audiobooks. That is much better, so that at least you are you keep reading at your end. All right. The next one is I want to tell you is, if you are into business or if you are into individual professionals, and you are independently solopreneurs, or you consultants like that, you can actually go ahead and collaborate. Now, there are so many people who probably have complementing skills, functional skills, additional skills more than you, and you can actually use their skills and come up together, collaborate together for something big, which is bigger than you, not just your selfish idea of professional growth, but it can be something which is bigger and for a better outcome. So I've seen many advantages of collaboration and co-creation. Now I have collaborated with a lot many of them in my circle, and I'm co-creating something with them, which I'll share by the end of this session. And I feel that it is the most important learning out here, how we can collaborate and come up with better outcomes and bring out some common idea, or work on a project together, which is not directly related to what we are doing at work, but it kind of improves our professional ability to contribute to a bigger bigger than yourself kind of a scenario. So collaboration definitely helps build sense of collective achievement, and it creates a ripple effect of positive synergies, because that positive ripple effect should move out in a larger circle. And when you spread positivity, everything starts falling in place positively for you, and as well for others also. Explore new possibilities of new approaches, maybe ideas or learning. Now this kind of collaboration sometimes can create innovation, and people have come up with new products, new services altogether, just because they took time to collaborate and discuss and brainstorm their ideas with someone else in their professional circles. That's beauty of collaboration. You can look at it as a very positive energy making strategy. The next one is the 13th one, I think, from my list. Yes, I would suggest that you can. This is something where I tell everyone to do. Talk work and with your family. I know family time is family time, but I would insist you to talk work. I suggest something different altogether. Take one day to sit down with your family and talk in detail about the work you do. Now, this includes your profile. Talk to your family. Now, you must be thinking they don't know anything about what I do, but that is what is important. They should know what you do. You talk about your profile to them. Tell them what is the demand as of now from your kind of work, and how are you contributing to the organization you work with. How is it become, talk about your team, how they function, and also talk about your challenges that you're facing right now at home or work from home. If while making that conversation, you might even share your professional aspirations and goals with your family. Now all this, why am I asking you to do this? Because the family support system is so important while you're working from home, and when you're doing through these tough situations. Take time also to listen to your other family members, like your mother, father, and spouse, children who may be working, uh, and they are doing something for themselves, so maybe in a different field altogether. Try and understand their side also. Now what happens is this builds that much required support system at home, who understand you not only as a person, at a personal level, but also at a professional level. They understand you, and it brings a lot of emotional balance as a family. You know, you might also receive a surprise professional input or some kind of a insight from the most unexpected person. Now there are times when I used to do this before. I spend times with kids and I ask them questions, and some answers what the kids gave me some kind of ideas and insights. Now this is the practice which I've been doing even before the pandemic. I like meeting people. I like talking to about things at home, and sometimes they give me some inputs where it's a surprise thing. It's a surprise for me. It was mostly unexpected from them. So that is where you can actually go ahead and talk at home. Spend some time. Spend at least a day in doing that, and it can also give you, it gives you confirmation and confirmation of support. That's the most important confirmation that anyone needs, that I need a confirmation of support at home. And you can organize well between work and family. That is most important. Now even if you're getting time to spend with your family in this home lockdown situation, it's important that you divide your time. But before dividing that time, make sure that you're speaking with them and you organize well between you and your family. Moreover, this exercise helps reduce stress and anxiety, maybe building up during this times of uncertainty. So you're dealing with uncertainty right now. It might help you release that stress while talking with your family, and it might even reduce that anxiety levels that you might have at this point of time. So I hope this is something which was different that I am asking you to do, but it's as important as the other things that I have shared with you. The 14th thing that I want to suggest you is, uh, uh, take time and boost your creativity. Now, I want you to do something creative. I want you to do something offbeat, and probably it is also pushing you to think differently. Now, there are certain ways you can boost your creativity, uh, but I have one simple formula, of creativity. Creativity doesn't come by reading. It doesn't come by listening or learning or knowledge or books. Creativity simply comes by putting yourself in a different situation. That is what I feel. Okay, you put yourself in a difficult situation or a different situation which is not the regular situation that you face each day, and automatically your brain starts thinking differently, and there are chances that you're activating the right side of your brain and putting in some creative efforts to think differently. So my suggestion to you is, just put yourself into a different situation, or do things which you have not done before or not done from a long time. Now, that is somewhere you can indulge in such kind of activities which boost your creative thinking, along with the other, time out activities that you do. So there are a lot of activities you must be doing off the work kind of activities. Invest, or rather put in time to do something which you've not done. Now certain things which are there is, like, get into some artwork, get artistic with something. Try and use a paint. So using colors stimulates creativity. Try using different forms of medium of artwork. Do some infographics. If you are not doing digital artwork, do some infographics and represent something, um, easily. So that, get into visuals, get into mind maps. So if you have some thoughts going on in your mind, go and do some mind maps on the notepad or a doodling pad, and doodle your thoughts where you're organizing your thoughts in a proper way. So get into mind maps. I recommend mind maps a lot, and I also do a lot of mind maps at my end. And simple fun things, activities, like you can do different hand and leg coordination exercises and puzzles. They trigger your mental power. Sometimes they even trigger some body balance activities, which is left right combination and coordination activities. So it's like doing simple things and doing it differently. I'm giving you a weird and very offbeat example. Like if you go and brush your teeth every day with your right hand, try brushing your teeth with the left hand. And that's the very simple exercise of being creative. So try doing it with your left hand. You will see, you will start thinking differently. You will actually have a lot of difficulty also first place on brushing your teeth with the left hand if you're a right-handed person, or if you're following a certain routine, like you take a hot water bath every day, just go and do a cold water shower. It stimulates your body, your nervous system in a different way. So engaging both sides of your brain and stimulating overall nervous systems is an effective technique to think creatively. You need not go and learn creativity, you need not go and read creativity. What you need to do is just put yourself in a different situation, and your brain starts helping you, or just automatically starts thinking differently. Okay, the last one, the last strategy for today is it's called pivot. And pivot is a point where you can rotate certain things, and you can actually this is a very powerful method to change or create multiple and different applications of your current skill or knowledge. Now, what it means is how you can create a multiple application of your of the skills that you have, or you've kept it in the shelf, or probably not using it for now. Maybe you are good at it, but your industry did not need it, so you kept it aside. But right now is the time to see how you can use those skills and your knowledge to maximize the results that for you. So it is the need of the hour today. It's in the lockdown scenario. Everyone have to focus, or everyone has forcefully been to focus on the needs of the economic situation and not the wants of the industry. So if you become the right candidate for the industry, you are more in demand. So pivoting is the key during this situational crisis, and sometimes it gives you an opportunity to apply functional skills in altogether different industry itself. Take a skill which you have, you can apply it in some other industry itself. You might even be a person who is creating disruption. आपने disruption कर दिया. You can even be that kind of person who can create disruption by taking your skill and putting it into some other industry. So I would encourage everyone to see how you can pivot your knowledge to either create an additional alternate or passive source of income for yourself. Now, why I'm saying this is because I'm sure everyone has realized that there is this one income source ideology is going to change. Now, with the gig economy coming in, where you will be selling functional function as service, the additional or the alternate or passive income source has to be the idea that goes into your mind. So I'm going to give some simple examples of pivoting, and I hope this helps you out with understanding. So it's one of the simple example is like a school bag manufacturer or a bag manufacturer who manufactures bags for adventure or outdoor. Now the outdoor activity is not that relevant at this point of time. So the best way for that manufacturer is to take the knowledge and pivot it into making personal productive protective gear or products. So anything to do with supplying the medical fraternity with the protective gear of the same material, if that can be used, definitely the manufacturer should look at doing that business instead of banking on the traditional products that they have. Now, you've already heard about alcohol manufacturers producing hand sanitizers. So there are many alcohol manufacturers who have started producing hand sanitizers because that's the need of. So they're pivoting their knowledge of dealing with alcohol as such, and because hand sanitizers are having 70% of alcohol, so they have started producing that. Now, we've all heard Mahindra and Mahindra also conduct R&D, and they're producing ventilators and life-saving equipment with at a very kind of a affordable costs. Now, why does a car manufacturer need to do that? Because they are pivoting their knowledge, they're pivoting their R&D into creating some good product which is helpful for today's.
Sir, we lost your voice.
Now, the same has some good skills of sewing and tailoring. He stands out in the same place, but now he's not selling pani puri. He's selling homemade or cloth mask. So this is where someone can pivot their knowledge and start or change the business or change the product or change maybe the process of how they are going forward. Like a professional creating training modules and conducting online classes or running online course to share his expertise or experience can be a pivot model. So look at me, I'm a brand strategist, but today I'm here talking to you all through this free webinar, but this is where I'm using my knowledge, or I'm trying to share my knowledge with others. And maybe not today, tomorrow someone might connect, we might even discuss business together. From all you contacts we can do something, we can collaborate over possibilities. So that is something which we should not undermine. uh, Keep this in mind while you go ahead. And the most important and overall factor that I want to share with you is, guys, it's not the time to dwell in your previous professional status or work position, but now it's time to work out, and work very well on crafting the most important brand that we all have or we all own. And that is, of course, that's you and that's me. So we have our brand, we have a name in this place. So look at yourself as a brand, ask the right questions to yourself, develop a deeper understanding in the professional aspect, and try and build try and craft out a better personal brand of you. The the above quarantine activities will surely keep you away from distractions, maybe help you focus better, maybe even let your concentration get at the right place. And most importantly, it these activities are going to create a lot of bridges for you in your professional journey ahead. Hey, it's a guaranteed plan to raise your employability quotient and be in the run of the progressive careers that are coming ahead, or probably that might change. So uh, I'm just going to be kind of now taking any kind of questions right now. I will spend some 5 to 10 minutes on questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me. But these are uh, my 15 strategies, or my take of how you can invest in your own self and raise or boost up your employability quotient. So that's something that I'm kind of vouching for. Just to share my side, if you can see here on the if you can see here on the right hand side, you can see something called as head ahead. Can you see that, guys? Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Head ahead. Okay, now this is something which i I thought of, and I have come up with this initiative which is called head ahead, where we are uh, I'm kind of in the process to collaborate with a lot of people, a lot of professionals, and offer gig kind of services. So very small capsule format of services of to the businesses who might need that. So instead of we telling people, businesses that hire us, we are telling them that take our services, pay for us microservices, and head ahead. So move ahead in this times where everyone is having a crisis situation. So if you any one of you are interested to design a service of yours as a package service, as a microservice which can sell and which can be remotely bought by businesses or any other professionals. So you can put it into a capsule, you can make a good design of it, or you can put down the exact services offering and you can share it with us, so that we can collaborate together. And it might help you get some clients from my circle, or it might help you get some offline or virtual project for that matter, or it might help you get some kind of a contact or network. That's I don't know what are the possibilities of this, but this is something where it's a it's an opportunity for us in this time. So someone is asking, will there be a recording? Yes, there will be a record. I think it's been recorded already. And there's a question at how would we know which curve our profession would take in terms of recovery. So Runali, just look at your entire industry as such. Now I don't if there was a chance, I would have dealt with it as an individual profession. But if I look at it as an answer for everyone, look at the entire industry. What is going to happen? How much of a demand is going to be there in your industry, or what kind of trends are going to be taking place? Is it a temporary slowdown, or is it going to be a pattern slowdown that is going to be going down and up and down, or is it going to be a declining phase for that industry, or for that sector? What is it? Maybe the smaller players might even close shops, but there will be bigger players out there in the industry who are thinking about how to recover their business, or how to recover their economic conditions in the post lockdown situation. So when when you're thinking about choosing which, you don't have to be like, thinking very specific. Look at the overall industry which is there. Do some research, get to Google and ask the right questions out there. And I'm sure that this is going to be, it's going to be very helpful. So someone has asked me about the book. The book is there, and someone is saying thank you for attending. Rather, when will be the next session? Okay, we will definitely let you know the next sessions when it will be there. And if you guys have any specific topic, if you have any specific questions or areas that you want me to talk about, and
Sir, we would like to let you or start your video. Probably we can see you now.
okay, just give me a minute. I will just start my video right now. I hope I'm visible.
It will take a couple of seconds for you to come online.
Lokesh, it's auto shutting me off right now.
Is it?
Yes. So I'm clicking on that, but it's auto shutting me off.
Okay, yeah, I think because of bandwidth, this is the problem. Anyway, would you like to take up some more questions?
Yes, I would like to take up questions. It's if people are not, I mean, people are there, I would want to address them.
Okay, is there any more questions we can address?
So I think there's a question, as per the situation, if anyone lost their job due to some reasons before 2 or 3 months, what would you suggest in coming days? What would be difficult for them to get a new job? Okay. Preksha, right. Preksha, I would like to tell you one simple thing is that I don't know what reasons you've lost the job before, and if you're not working from the past 2 to 3 months, and I don't know what the background you come from, or what kind of experience you come from. But what I would like to tell you is, if that is the situation, that if that was the situation 2 or 3 months back, it's the same situation right now. So don't think about how it is going to be different. It's the same situation. Now is a time actually to uh, to also look at how people are going to change their hiring patterns. Okay, now why I'm saying hiring patterns is because if you look at conventional hiring patterns, I'm sure Lokesh would also like to throw some light on this, because he's into recruitment, and he has seen a lot of changes in the recruitment trends and patterns.
Mhm.
I don't see anything different as such. What I only see as a professional is how I fit to that hiring patterns. If I don't fit to that hiring patterns, then this is the time for me to pause, check myself, modify, add learning, add some other things, and then project myself, which is going to be the need of today, not yesterday. I hope I gave the a contextual answer, right contextual answer, because uh, I mean the situation changes. It it will be difficult if you don't change. It will be even more difficult if you don't change. So change is inevitable. Everyone has to change. I was never used to doing this, but I had to. I am doing this today, so it's a change for everyone.
Correct. Okay,
So
I think we are at 6:15 now. So I would like to present a vote of thanks. So thank you, Mr. Piyush Sandane, for spending your time. And we are certain that your presentation on these 15 strategies, this will be useful to direct our focus and our engagement towards personal and professional success.
Right.
So keep sharing your your knowledge with us. We'll look forward for more such sessions.
I Yes, and please take feedback from these guys. I would love to listen to what they feel about the session. So run a feedback of this session so that at least we get to know where we can improve in the future.
I'm running a poll now.
Okay, so I think uh, I think we should get more. All of them rate this, and I think everyone should uh, put their review on this. So we'd love to have your feedback, and it will make me better. It will make us better in coming up with better focus topics or areas to talk about.
So hope the results are online with the participants.
Yep, I think we have about it's a good rating. Thank you very much. Uh, if you still want to uh, share anything on the Q&A on any topics that you want me to address, or any area specifically that you want to have this webinars on, or any kind of series that you want, let me know and let us know, Lokesh. I think it's a good opportunity for us to connect and help out with people out there.
Sure, I will share the link of your LinkedIn Connect so that people can connect. I'm also sharing your book, The Employability Question, a link of what do you call the Amazon,
Amazon.
so that
Yeah.
people can look at it also.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately, Amazon will not deliver right now, but then yes.
yeah, at least people can have a look at it and know what is the book summary and the details about the book.
All right.
So
All right.
thank you, sir, for spending this evening. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Lokesh, for organizing this. And I am definitely looking ahead for more sessions like this. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I'll be sharing the recording with the participant post the end of the session.
All right, sir. All right. Thank you.